Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, Episode 9. I'm your host, Tommy. I'm here with my co-host, John.
How's it going?
Good. It's been a good week.
It has.
We're about to hit our 100 subs for the giveaway.
Yeah, that's right. 92. Just need 8 more left. In fact, this is probably one of the last opportunities to enter a hashtag. We'll probably do one later in the episode, so listen away for that. And go back. A couple of you are doing it. Go back to our old content and listen to those and add the hashtags there to give yourself additional shot at the winnings.
The winnings is going to be a box of Krypton Nation 2nd Edition and a box of Everfest Flesh and Blood 1st Edition. We'll be opening them up live for you and then mailing them to you. So feel free to put in your hashtags, and we will, like John said, we'll give this episodes later in the podcast. But until then, how was your week? What did you pull?
Spicy pull, and I got it on video, and well, I video everything now, but I was blown away. I pulled a triple majestic pack. I have heard people have opened like 100 boxes looking for a triple majestic pack and not found it. So I think it's a relatively rare thing. The box didn't end up being all that valuable ultimately. I think it was a few dollars under map or whatever. But just the rarity of the triple majestic, it was like the unicorn. Everyone's like, it should be possible. Is it actually though? And I pulled it on camera, which I was excited about. Yeah, and we posted it and got more views than our average box opening. So cool. I imagine people were pretty interested in that.
Mine were Pokemon related. So I opened a bunch of Brilliant Stars, and I got all the original Evolutions from the Trainer Gallery, which I was super excited about. So I got Eevee, Flareon, Vaporeon, Jolteon.
Yeah, that last pack Magic.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Awesome. Was that the Jolteon?
Yeah.
The last one?
Yeah. That was the last one I needed. I'm probably going to open some more. My Elite Trainer boxes from the Pokemon website came. So I was going to open one of those. Those sleeves, I'm going to say, those sleeves are really good. They're actually really nice sleeves, yeah.
Nice. Good. That's good. Well, they better be, right? Because the value of
the value of the sleeves,
aren't that
great, right? Right. Probably has to go somewhere. But I was thinking about it, like a whole pack of sleeves, that's like, what, $8-9? Nice sleeves.
Yeah, especially good ones. Yeah. Good ones. I've seen good sleeves go for like 12 at a local game store. So, yep, that's definitely a thing.
Yep. Any more Cold Foil collection pieces?
I got a few. Take a look at the other videos on my mail day videos to see what they are, but I am pretty close. I think the only thing I'm missing that I want still in the Everfest set is an Isomoth, the Ice Shield. So if anyone out there has one they want to get rid of, I'm willing to trade or buy it. I have all sorts of stuff. I will trade a box of Everfest or maybe some MetaZoo stuff, whatever you want. I have a bunch of stuff. Trying to get that, trying not to spend money on it. So I'm hoping to get a trade done. I did trade for some other cold foils I was waiting for Tales of Aria. So I'm almost done with that. That will come up in this week's video.
Such a good shield.
Yeah, it really does play well into the current meta for sure.
We've been playing a lot more Flesh and Blood because we still have the second Pro Quest coming up this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, you did me in. You convinced me to try Felt Table. I tried it all those weeks ago, and it was god awful horrible, and it is way better now.
It's awesome. It's very helpful.
No, it's really good now. The AI is still kind of struggling. I actually joined their Discord and talked to their dev. The guy who's responsible for it is really responsive and really good. I found a bug. I posted the log, and within like an hour, he had it fixed. Like
that's really cool.
On top of it, like really good. I was impressed. I gave him kudos. I was like, wow, I'm shocked at how well you can respond to this stuff. So that means there's a strong engine behind it, which makes sense because he's got a couple different games up there, right?
Right.
So you got to have a good card engine and rule set to manage how to deal with all that stuff. But I've played, I don't know, probably 200 games or so on Felt Table since last week, just because I've been practicing and want to try a few different things and whatnot. So,
it really is a great way to try things.
Yeah,
like if you're interested in something but don't have the cards or don't just know where to start or exactly how the rules work, it'll definitely help you with what you can and can't do.
It helped me a lot. In fact, I discovered something about my Dash deck that I didn't realize that was a very significant mechanic for how she works, which makes me want to play her at the ProQuest. So I really hope there's no Reinhards there.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
What is it? I think I'm still deciding if I want to stick with Starvo or I may switch to Viscerai. We'll see. I've been really enjoying
Viscerais
Viscerai.
Gross.
Yeah.
He
It
is
just
gross.
seems more consistent, like you have more control in that situation.
Yeah, I think from a pure stats standpoint, Starvo is easier consistency, whereas Viscerai, if you're playing like big brain, you have more powerful consistency. So there's a higher ceiling on Viscerai,
Right.
but it's a lot harder to get to. You have to really understand how the combo pieces play together to get there correctly. But it's doable. It is definitely doable. I was listening to Arsenal Pass, and they were talking about how they were just testing card combos out to figure out what was even possible,
Mm-hmm.
and they managed to get to, I think it was 30 damage in one turn using the Vexing Quill Hand. There's a way to use them to trigger other things, which makes sense because there's a lot of stuff in there that's like, for the number of rune chants you have,
Oh,
reduce the
right.
cost,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
And so, yeah, they got to like an insane amount of damage. But it is a puzzle. It's hard. The decision tree to get there
Right.
is
Right.
tricky. So it's like, yeah, maybe the most powerful, rune blade out there, most powerful deck in the set right now. But it's not the easiest to navigate there. Whereas Starvo, I think, is easier to navigate to power, right? Does that
Sure.
make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting stuff.
Yeah. We'll see. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Starvo still has the same presence or if a lot of people switch to just anti-Starvo, which then changes it completely.
It does. Yeah, it's targetable for sure. And I think a lot of people have already started.
So then do you
targeting
target the people that target?
Well, you can't yet because you don't know who it's going to end up shaking out to. I mean, obviously, Prism is apparently the number 2 kind of like deck as far as like what people are going to try to use to target Starvo. So it's Viscerai. It's basically what it looks like is Viscerai, Prism, and Starvo. But if you look at the stats on actual wins and conversion ratios, Oldham and Chain actually beat out Viscerai. And then it was like Briar and Prism was last of the top 6 on conversions. So, but part of that you got to realize is like week 1, people don't know their decks, don't know what they're going up against. Part of it's like everyone knew Prism was going to be top 10, so they all
how much?
practiced and
Everfest wasn't
targeted
out
her,
that
right?
long. Yeah.
Exactly. So there's a lot of factors that will shake out in this week too. I'm excited to see the stats, but it's been pretty interesting. It's definitely been interesting. But I think it's going to be healthy. I think we're going to have a good season of like rotating power and who's
I think it's
in the
pretty.
lead
Yeah,
and
it's
that
pretty
sort of thing.
diverse.
Yeah, for sure, which is fun.
But besides Fab, there's a lot of stuff coming out in other games.
Oh my god! Yes, indeed.
Which leads us into our main topic, which is recent releases, where we're at, and what's coming next. So we just had Everfest, which we've been covering, and then we've also just had Magic the Gathering Kamigawa and Pokemon Brilliant Stars. And then upcoming at the end of March would be MetaZoo Wilderness. So there's a lot that has just dropped, and then we're going to have a break, and then there's a little something at the end of March. How are we feeling?
I mean, I'm super hyped where we are right now. I am a fan of all the things that have come out, even a little bit of this Brilliant Stars, even though Pokemon's kind of a new thing for me. You watching your openings and participating, being on the line with you while you're doing it, you got me pretty excited. What about you? What do you think?
It's a lot. I just feel like now I need to play catch up.
Sorting or buying, or what do you mean catch up?
I mean, catching up where things are, because like I dipped in on Kamigawa on Arena, and I was taking a look at like what was the meta. So I went to my usual sites and just was looking at the top decks, and almost nothing was using Kamigawa cards, which I was a little disappointed by.
Interesting. It apparently is one of the best, and this is from the professor in Tolarian College, one of the best draft experiences in a long time. Like
okay, that's good to hear. That's what I want.
That's exciting. Yeah, he was. Yeah. I just watched his thing on Kamigawa. He did his booster box game. So I opened my set booster box. He was doing set booster boxes too. and I was a little underpriced. I forget what I ended up at, but it was like, like 90 or something like that. So
Hmm.
like I missed by a few bucks, but I wasn't doing the booster box game. I was just opening it for fun. And he did his game and he got through 4 boxes. I was like, man, I
Oh,
got a
that's
crap
cool.
box. He hit the freaking rainbow foil Empress, or not rainbow foil. What's it called? Foil Empress, Wandering Empress, which is the anime alt art one. It's
Oh,
freaking
that's cool.
gorgeous. That's like $130 card.
That's wild.
It's nuts. Oh, and by the way, from the collector side of things, Kamigawa is just on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the Rudy video, but he talked about the collector boxes. I looked it up. He's actually off. He was talking about the most expensive of those like chase cards being $1,000. As of today, it was 1,800 for the most expensive.
That's sold?
And it sold at that price.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the collector side of things is on fire. So which is pretty nice. So yeah, last sold of I guess it's the neon red Haitsuku, I don't know, Devouring Chaos is which 1,500 sold. The next listing is 1,900, 1,899.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they're selling. And the cheapest one is
Are those the ones that are only in the collector boxes?
Yeah, that's the four neon colors only in the collector box thing. Yeah. But that princess, the Wandering Empress that the professor pulled in just a set box, that's going for 200 now.
That's pretty wild.
Like the collector side of this and the what's it called? Jin Gitaxia, the Phyrexian dude, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The one that has the Phyrexian text, which again is in the set boxes, is going for 100. They have a bunch of like value cards in there. Now, granted, there's a bazillion different variants and so getting that particular one is difficult.
Right.
But that's
sure.
That's how chase cards work, right?
Right.
It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. And there's definitely some cards in the set that I'm like, man, I wish I had pulled that because I would like to have that on my shelf. So I might end up buying some singles. I'm gonna wait because the prices will almost certainly come down. But as of right now, it's not doing too bad at all.
That's exciting. That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun to open. I really enjoyed opening that. I don't think it was fun content for people to watch, but I really enjoyed opening it. I was so slow, and I kept stopping to look at it, and I was like, "Oh, look at this art! Oh, look at this ninja! Oh, look at this anime! Oh, I wish they did anime for everything! Oh, like I just got excited about all the things. Their fancy art, like their borderless and the alt art, kind of the anime style. It is so cool looking. I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't know if I'd buy a full set of it, but I definitely am interested in picking up like a Tamio and was it Nissa and one of the dragons looks really good. You know, a handful of the ones that are just like premium looking.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff. I'm excited. Magic is back.
Yeah.
At least with this set. We'll see how new Kapagana goes, though. I don't know that it's going to have as much hype. Kamigawa has a special place in people's hearts.
And that's what, like every 3 months? So we're looking at May?
Yeah, I don't know the exact date. I'm not even sure if we have a full calendar because remember their print runs got jacked up.
Right.
Everything's I don't know if we have an actual calendar for all those yet.
True.
Let me see. What about Brilliant Stars? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it's been super fun to open. I opened the booster box and I opened a Elite Trainer box and some random packs and got some good hits. But it does seem that it is still the same, where even with... I am very surprised that the Trainer Gallery cards are going for as low as they are.
Yeah.
I guess is my... Which I can't foresee them staying low. Unless...
Because they're collectible?
Right.
Do you think it's a supply thing, that there's so many hitting the market at once that the prices are low? Because that's like what happens...
Right.
With, like, for example, that's what happened with, like, Tales of Aria, is that even the cold foils, there's just so many of them on the market.
Right.
The prices get depressed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's release week and everyone is dumping things.
Yeah.
And so I think in a couple of weeks, you won't see these prices. Like, there are some that are going for, like, 78 cents. Some of the Trainer Gallery cards.
Nutty.
Yeah.
That seems real low. Might be time to snatch a set up.
Yeah. I mean, Vaporeon's 5, Jolteon's 3. It's just surprising.
Yeah, the Charizard you pulled wasn't even that valuable. I was shocked by that.
Yeah, especially with like the price of the box. I don't know. I don't think it's really worth opening right now.
Seems like it. Yeah, it's a sealed product collector boom again. So
Yeah.
is this scalpers? Is this flippers happening to the
I don't
market
know.
again?
I don't know. I
I
don't
mean,
think so.
they did reduce the number in the market according to a couple different sources saying that
Yeah.
they were unable to get as many. So
Yeah. It's
maybe
all the
maybe a
stores I
print run
talked to weren't able
situation.
to get as many as they ordered.
Yeah, weird,
Yeah.
weird. A strange day for Pokemon.
It could just be there's really high demand to open the product.
It might also be, and I
Because it
don't
is
know.
very, I think, honestly, I think it's very fun to open. I think it does deserve the premium because it
Right,
is.
because it's got the double slot
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. It makes me wonder though, because like Rudy came out and said collector boxes are tough to get as well. They're low print as well. So you had mentioned before that maybe there's a cardboard issue because
Yeah.
we've seen that in some places. Like Magic mentioned it for the Unset or whatever.
Right.
So if Magic, $1 billion company, is having a hard time getting cardboard, then maybe everyone's having a hard time getting cardboard or what's necessary for this card stock.
Right.
And it's just messing up supplies because I think Kamigawa collectors under printed or not as many as they expected.
Right.
You have this Brilliant Stars seems to be the same thing. So maybe what's happening is the word's getting out, and you have your scalper/investors are grabbing all the sealed product, causing all these issues. Although I guess with the cards as cheap as they are, there's got to be enough volume of singles getting out of there. So I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be stores opened up a bunch of boxes and are selling as well.
The singles, yeah.
Yeah.
Or got more than they're letting on.
Mm-hmm. Or they've just hit. They're okay letting it go for so low because they made the big hit. They got the big hits that paid for the rest and essentially everything.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
So they're just trying to not have it on hand.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you look at the big hits, that's the box.
Yeah.
They're about box price.
All right. Well, that is a reasonable possibility.
But
so
yeah,
what about Wilderness? What do you
Wilderness
think about
is exciting. They released the box art, and it has this like tree man face on it, and it looks hilarious.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I do like it.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Wilderness. It is going to. So I don't know if you noticed the Valentine's Day card is a new card stock.
No, I didn't.
Take it out.
I don't think I actually touched it. Yeah, I just kept it in the thing.
It's a new card stock, and the Wilderness is going to have that new card stock as well. It is a good, positive improvement, I think.
Well, that's cool.
Less curling for sure.
Oh, that would be good. Because those things all curled so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, like I have 2 in top loaders, and they're not curving at all, which is awesome.
Well, in top loaders, you don't usually see the curl until you take them out for a little bit.
But
also,
just
in the sleeves that I got the curl on most of them.
I also have a couple outside the top loader that aren't curling at all.
Well, that's good.
They're a sleeve, but that's it.
Yeah, I put my chibi leveling in a top loader, so I don't know.
It's
the only Valentine's Day card I have.
The Kickstarter ended.
Yeah, I heard they just under 2 million, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty good for playing cards.
Yeah, and promos.
Yeah, promos and some sort of like box or something is also included for certain level.
Yeah, and there's a playmat of them all sitting around playing poker.
It's okay. I don't need all that. I'm sure some people are happy to have it, but I don't need all that.
What else? Yeah, I think Wilderness, from what I've seen, the new cards are going to bring a lot more. I think once the larger the card pool gets, the more exciting this game gets, I think. Because it's really fun, but we only have 2 sets. So
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's very clear from Nightfall that the game expands with the sets, right?
mhm.
You're able to play different, what do they call it, the elements or whatever, right?
Yep.
Because there's now an actual reasonable card,
Right.
you know. Whereas some of them are definitely still lacking in necessary, staples.
Right. Right.
Try to build in some of them, and you're like, oh, this is a mistake. I should not build this. But it'll get there. A few more, and we'll definitely see some interesting stuff.
It'll be
I just
interesting.
realized today is the Wilderness Spoilers pack for the NFT thing, and tomorrow is a token redemption for the serialized promo cutoff date. I don't know what that
What?
means. Anyone know what that means? I need to do it so I can get my serialized card, but what does that mean? Do I
I
need
don't
to
know.
do something?
I don't know.
I'm worried.
Do it.
I
Do the
always
thing.
miss the news. I don't know what the thing is. I want to do the thing. Oh man, I want my serialized card. It's like one of the bigger things for me to like that reasons for getting the token.
Right.
So, and the pre-sale comes up for some sort of product, wilderness product, on the 15th of March. I don't know exactly what it is. They have it question marked out. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. You have to let me know what that is.
As soon as I figure it out. Discount with the sticker for wilderness. That's on the 25th. So it's at the end of the month because they usually do it like the day before.
Yeah. I think it's like the 31st is when Wilderness comes out.
Oh, really? Okay,
Mhm.
so a couple days before. Yeah, interesting. I wonder if it's because isn't Collecticon happening like right now?
Yes,
This
it's
weekend?
happening this weekend in Orlando.
Yeah, so no one's paying attention to it.
No.
They forgot about it. They're busy at the con.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Anything else you wanted to talk about with the new sets?
No, I mean, we're definitely in the midst of hype release season. I think it will calm down here over the next few months, and then we'll be crying that there's nothing to talk about or do or buy or hype. Because I think that's the natural business cycle.
It is the cycle.
And I'm okay with it. I feel like Everfest has a lot of things to play with for the next month or two.
Oh, for sure.
And then I think Wilderness is going to give us another month or two of stuff while we wait for the next set of whatever. We don't know what it's called, do we? No, the next set of Fab.
Or the next mystery product.
Well, the mystery product we
It's
should
next, right?
know. Yeah, that we should know that. Oh yeah, that will be like a couple days after Wilderness comes out. We should have an idea.
Okay.
Because I think he said he would be announcing it, right? No, he's announcing Fab 2.0 at the end of this month. And then the mystery part, we don't actually know when in Q2, do we? It's not necessarily at the beginning of the month. So maybe another month after Wilderness.
Because it is
That's
the end
all
of
right.
this month.
I know. Yeah, I don't know when that's actually going to come out, this Fab 2.0 announcement. I fully expect it to be in next month, not this month. But we shall see. We shall see. He's been doing a lot better, James White, on his communication stuff. So
Do you think it's just 2.0 in how the products are? Or do you think it's 2.0 is in the game?
No. Well, actually, there's a couple things that we do know already. One, it's going to be something about how limited and unlimited are going to work, right?
The first
Um,
edition?
yeah, exactly. And then we also know that the what's it called? This CRO 2.0, the rules, the official rules. They changed the engine. I don't know if you saw the article on it. They put it out a couple days ago, and
Uh-uh.
I'm hoping that's not all they're talking about when they say Fab 2.0, but maybe it is, because he alluded that it was also about the prints and how they were going to do print runs and stuff. But maybe that was misconstrued, or the way he said it was more confusing than it should have been. So we'll find out. But the rule changes for 2.0, they actually upgrade it. It goes into effect, I think, after Pro Quest, but before Pro Tour,
Okay.
something like that. And essentially, it just cleans up how the chain and stack works so that it's a little clearer going forward, so that there's always an answer instead of there being situations where it's ambiguity. There's ambiguity.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I think we'll see clear rule decisions, and they want it to be very like binary, whether something can work or not work, for a judge to run through like essentially a logic tree
Right.
before Pro Tour hits. They want to make sure that it is crystal clear, like what the decision is at any given card interaction. So they've upgraded the rule set to include this new way of looking at it, including like there's a couple diagrams that were released. It's pretty interesting. It's detailed. It's definitely one of those things that are like for rules nerds and the judges essentially. And it's mostly for clarifying interactions more so than worrying about like how we play the game. Like I don't think we'll run across most of this stuff.
Right.
It's just going to be those strange situations where you're like, how does this actually work with that? You know?
Yeah.
And you call a judge, and a judge will be able to mentally go through this like diagram and figure out how it's supposed to work, even if he's never seen an official rule on it. So, which is good for Pro Tour. They better have that shit worked out because there's definitely a few little quirks in the rules that leave certain uncertainty.
Right.
We've seen some of them, and they do come up. It's just going to happen. So they just clarified all the structures and how they prioritize and stuff. It's pretty, if you're a nerd like me. Otherwise, it's very boring.
Yeah, well, I feel like if it's a Fab 2.0 announcement, I feel like it'll be more than that then.
Well, they did call this 2.0, but it's like CRO 2.0 or something like that. I think it's CRO or something like that on their site because that's the official rules or something like that. Competitive official rule, COR maybe? COR 2.0, something like that. But yeah, it's, I mean, that's important. But if that's all there is, I'll be upset because I swore in that one interview when he first mentioned 2.0, he was also talking about the print runs and stuff. And I know a lot of, podcasters and what have commented on that and saying that's awesome. And we still, again, as of like yesterday, major content creators have been saying, I still don't know about unlimited. Like distributors don't know. We don't know. No one knows what's happening yet. So I feel that that's got to be coming in an announcement. Maybe they'll do a print announcement too, because they owe us print numbers for Monarch and Tales of Aria. Yeah. So, and that's, I think if I recall correctly, that's how they did it. After Crew came out, they gave all the numbers for the first runs. So
do we ever? No, we didn't. Do we know Monarch?
I don't believe so.
So we don't know Monarch, Crew.
No, we know Crew. We don't know Monarch.
Oh, okay.
Tales and Everfest.
Right.
And I believe that's how they did it last time. Is after Crew, they announced what WTR and ARC first edition runs were. They didn't announce what the unlimited were until those went out of print.
Right.
So we won't understand the unlimited implications until much later. But yeah, it's important if you're in the collector side of things to understand how these pieces fit together. It will definitely have an impact on the market, but we don't know what. And God, I really hope he comes out and says we're changing it up pretty drastically. So it's like, really short first editions and then unlimited or so, I don't know, whatever it is, something that makes it more reasonable division between collector and player.
Yeah. I mean, you could have them come out at the same time.
You could.
I mean, I don't see why
that's
not.
the best move.
But so you have the situation where, okay, you say Flesh and Blood first editions for the collectors and unlimiteds for the players. But if first edition is for the collectors and it comes out first, there's going to be a gap and there's going to be events where first edition's the only option for players. So,
which is good because it pumps the value of the cards, which is why it's valuable for collectors. Right. So if there's a natural demand for the card, if there's no demand for first edition because unlimited comes out at the same time, all that does is
the demand for the first edition is the collector aspects and the collector pulls and the collector differences, like the cold foils
and the extended arts. I don't think that would work.
No,
I think that would fail. Yeah, I think if anything, they're going to get rid of one of them. That's what everyone's speculating, is that they're getting rid of unlimited altogether, or they're doing something like that, or just super, super, super short print first edition. So it's like there's you'd be lucky if you can get a box or two, sort of thing.
Right.
I don't know if I want that to happen either.
No.
That would make the values go up, but boy, that would suck for someone like me, because I'd basically stop collecting at that point, because I'd be like, oh, well, I'm not going to pay $1,000 a box just to get like a cold foil that may be crap.
Right.
That just won't work.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so I don't know what it is. I hope they've thought through it. I hope it's a good news for.
I mean, that'd be totally cool if they just it's one run.
So the problem is that tanks the prices, and that's what they're trying to avoid. Is that their unlimited boxes are treated like trash. That's what he's mad about.
Well, why don't they just do one print run and then announce how many there are?
What they could do is actually just announce the print runs beforehand,
right?
And like do it in it could be 3 ways. You could do like Magic, or maybe do even a print to demand situation for the only wave. Right? There's only the one wave, and it's print to demand, and then it cuts off earlier. I don't know. I don't know the answer, but it's a tricky balancing act. We'll see. We'll see what they're doing. We'll see how it goes. What else do we got? Anything else? What videos did you do?
Well, we did the Brilliant Stars booster box game. It failed.
That face.
Again, I mean, it's one of the. I feel like it's a spike thing. You like pull.
You hit it or you don't.
Yeah, right. I mean, there are some, like, if you get lucky and hit 2 like $70 cards or whatever, I guess, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem as reliable as like MetaZoo or Flesh and Blood for the booster box game.
So that's a perfect example of why MetaZoo works, because there's a rabid collector base.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you can get a rabid collector base is if your cards have value. So if you build a product that is highly available for players, then your cards won't have value and you won't have collectors, and then your whole game loses value. That's it. Like, that's the whole story.
Right.
And so that's why, like, whatever this Fab 2.0 thing is, if they aren't embracing collectors, like, I wouldn't say first, but as a heavy portion of this, a heavy piece of the consideration, then they're going to continue to have issues where every card's worth nothing.
Right.
Because they'll just have too much supply and not enough people willing to buy it just to buy it, you know?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Which is, I think, honestly, what's happening right now with Pokemon too, because while there's a few collector pieces, there aren't that many compared to how many cards there are.
Sure, yeah.
Which is why it's so spiky.
Right.
I think there's also rarity issues there, which I don't fully grasp yet. I'm trying to understand that, because they have the secret rares and stuff that are like
then like the golds.
Like, like if you put that in your averages on an EV for a box,
you're
can't. Wrong.
Yeah.
You're wrong. Yeah, and that's like a huge chunk of the value of the set. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. What other videos? I did my Kamigawa set box opening. I enjoyed it. It was very long. I hope somebody enjoyed it out there. I think somebody watched it for like 5 minutes, because I think my average is like 3 minutes.
Well, before we get too much farther into the episode, do you want to put out the hashtag for today's video?
What is the hashtag, Tommy?
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you thought the hashtag should be.
Not creative enough. All right, let's say...
Well, what I was going to ask is, what is the next set you're excited for? Or, no, out of... We could do... What?
What were you going to ask? Cut yourself off.
Oh, no, I was just going to ask, trying to figure out what the question should be, because it should be a question.
Oh, so we get people to respond with an answer?
Mm-hmm.
Is that your idea? Mm-hmm. Changing the rules on us.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the last one before the giveaway, probably.
It's fair. It is the last one. All right, so, what should it be? Let's find out. What is your favorite chase card in all these things?
All of these sets?
Wilderness.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be Wilderness coming up, because people are already choosing favorites in that. Brilliant Stars, that's just gotten out. Kamigawa or Everfest. What is your favorite chase card in these sets to collect or hold on to or play with? If it's your favorite card to like swing away with it in Everfest, that's totally cool. And why? And then the hashtag will be fave card.
Cool. All right. Well, that's the hashtag for today's podcast. Yeah, I think we're gonna do some gameplay this week. Try and
Yeah,
record some of
yeah.
the games for the decks we've been practicing with for ProQuest.
And I imagine if we're lucky, if we get the 8 more subscribers, we'll be doing those live stream giveaways this week too.
Yeah, so we're gonna get on a live stream, spin a wheel, put all the people's names in who entered, and then spin the wheel, and then open the boxes, and then figure out how to ship them to you.
Yep, should be good. We might have to go back to the wheel if we don't hear from the person, if they vanished on us. But most of our active commenters are active, like they're on most videos and commenting. So I think we'll be able to do it. There's a few from back in the beginning. I was looking through the data again. I was like, oh, there's a few back here that stopped commenting. I was like, I don't know if they're even watching us anymore. They may have been some of the people that have unsubscribed over the time frame. Which would be unfortunate if they ended up winning and we couldn't get a hold of them.
Yeah, that'd be awkward.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll definitely make sure somebody gets the cards.
Yeah.
No problem there. Anything else?
I don't know. I've been tempted to open one of the spell books for Nightfall or Cryptonation First Edition, but I haven't had the time yet. Yeah, I'm so backlogged in sorting. And then once I'm caught up, I have that case of Everfest that I'm going to be opening this week. So I'm going to have to sort that. So
yeah, I got to sort a bunch of stuff too. I may actually sort as the background to my market update. I haven't decided on that yet. I think some people would be disappointed in me if I did that because they really like watching me open stuff.
I'm making good progress though.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like what's your biggest thing to sort?
I'm almost done with the 6 boxes of Tails.
Oh my, you are behind.
Yeah. Well, all my EVR is sorted.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have more EVR to sort.
But I'm down to I think like 4 or 5 different groups of cards left. I'm over halfway done with Tails.
That's good.
I just have like the small ones now, like the generic, the Rune Blade, the Ranger, and the Guardian.
Right. They didn't have that many different cards in those.
No, it's just like Thump and...
Yeah. I'm trying to think what all I have. I have a lot to sort, and I don't know that I'll be doing it. Some of the boxes are just like, it's good enough. It's like in class, it's kind of divided up, but not necessarily fully sorted. So I'm just like, it might be all right, whatever. Yeah, definitely a bunch of Everfest to sort. I got to figure out what to do with some of it because I have my play sets now, and so I just have the overflow boxes that I'm using, and I have too much Everfest like commons and stuff, but I don't want to get rid of them because I feel like I'm going to regret it because they're first edition.
Yeah. So. And you probably have less than you think you do. Wait, how many cases have you opened yet so far?
I was going to say no, definitely not. I think 2 cases, and I just started the 3rd.
Okay.
So usually 1 case is enough to get you kind of the full play set. So like a case in a box gets you most of the way there. I
opened 6 boxes of Tails, and I did not have a play set of Red Evergreen. So.
Well, that was like that's rare, but Evergreen's not.
It's rare.
A common. It's a rare. Yeah. That's. No, I mean it's rare that you wouldn't get a full play set.
Right.
It with 6 boxes. I imagine most of your other rares you do have.
Yeah, I had like 6 of them.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I've opened plenty of boxes, and I kind of figured out. I was like, okay, a case does it, and then a little bit more, is usually enough, and then you buy singles or whatever.
Right.
That will get you your full play set of everything, a little extra, and then a few things you have to fill in the gaps for. And it's been more by far with the best. And I also went and bought all the Majestics and the cold foils I wanted, so I just bought the singles, and now I have a bunch of sealed products sitting around. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, same.
Can sit on it. Gonna need that storage unit soon. All right. Anything else?
I think that's about it for me. Yeah. Just gonna get some stuff done around the house. Gonna do some sorting, some setting up, and rebuilding that Starvo deck. I still haven't decided whether I want to play Starvo or Viscerai, but we can get into that later.
All right. Well, we will get into that later. Maybe we can record some gameplay, whichever one you choose.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm going Dash. I feel confident. I can
Yeah.
play Dash against everyone. I even figured out Prism finally, which was the scary one. The only
Playing
one
against
I can't.
Prism.
Yeah, only one I can't is Reinhardt. But that's
Mhm.
this is Felt Table, so it's like a very reduced enemy.
Sure.
Obviously, playing real people, much less chance of winning. But I know this. I know how to do it, like what I need
Right.
to do. Really, what I figured out. So, yep,
You can learn what to expect.
exactly. So I'm ready. Me and Dash going all the way.
Cool.
All
All
right.
right. Well, until next time, everyone, good luck with the giveaway, and we'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one.